What's going on, everybody? My name is Jade Fox. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to have just a quick little kiki with you. A little kiki about the kinkies. I have never seen this particular conversation happen in a public setting, even online before. And I think that as we approach Pride, you know, it's important that we have conversations about the nuances of our specific communities, just so that we are not erased from everything. And there's also all of these little unspoken rules. Also, when it comes to self-expression, when you identify as like a more masculine lesbian, which makes no fucking sense to me, why there's rules about it, on it, around it, to be qualified to be an Ithaca draws carrier. There's no medium that exists where masculine Black women can learn, explore, investigate self-expression, their own self-expression. It doesn't exist. Basically, everything that we know at the intersection of self-expression and whatever you identify as is through a very binary lens, right? So when we go to the mall, go to a store, it's a men's section and a women's section. When you go to a salon, maybe they have a barbershop in the back and they got a salon in the front. You know, everything is just very much like, are you a cis man who enjoys masculine things? Or are you a cis woman who enjoys society approved feminine things? And those are really the only two perspectives that you have when trying to navigate your own self-expression. But as we all know, for those of us who don't fall into those specific, boring, honestly, buckets, the path in which you go down to discover what your style is, what your hair looks like, how you want to dress, like it takes a little bit of extra groundwork to figure out what those are, just because nothing is really catered to you. And especially as a Black woman, I feel like I can speak for every Black masculine person watching this video right now. As soon as you make the decision to cut off your hair or to cut your hair short, you have had an auntie, a mama, somebody with a low-hanging wired bra tell you, you gonna cut off all that pretty hair of yours. As a Black person, your hair is more than just the hair on your head. Your hair is a political statement. Your hair represents so many things. Your hair has a lot of responsibility just by being Black. I will say that for myself, I'll speak about my journey a little bit. So as y'all have seen, I was a part of the creamy crack? Are we still calling it creamy crack? So I had perms for a long time. I had actually, from my earliest years of life, I can remember my hair being perm. And so it wasn't until when I actually went natural into my adulthood that I even knew what my natural hair looked like, because I had no idea. And then on top of that, that added another layer to just the education component that comes with learning what your Black hair looks like when there is no, you can go to a barbershop and you can get a traditionally male or masculine haircut. But if that's not what you want, if you want some ounce of femininity or just something that isn't your kind of textbook, literally the book that is in the barbershop, if you don't want a fade or a ball fade or whatever, you gotta figure that out. So I had permed hair, doing the creamy crack for a long time. And then I did twists because I wanted to grow I wanted my new growth to be my old growth. And then chopped it all off. And now I got the little baby fro. Because I didn't know what my actual hair texture was or what it looked like, I was like, oh, you know, we're gonna grow her out and she's gonna be a nice little body wave moment on the top. A nice little 3A moment happening. But I ended up with this, and I'm not mad about it. I like my little coils, like my little curls. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the coarseness. I'm just saying I didn't foresee that happening. But during this transition, there's also no space where you feel like welcomed, really, because barbershops, literally ask any woman who goes to a barbershop, they're very uncomfortable. They're wildly sexist, and they don't give a fuck that you are a woman. They don't give a fuck about tending to the sensibilities of you and your experience and how it is different from those of the barbershop. You know, I know we've seen all the TikToks about the guys, like the very feminine or like flamboyant gay men that go into barbershops and got to put on their like straight face and clench their jaw the whole time just so they don't get clocked, you know what I mean? Just to make shit copacetic, because it's not even, because you don't go into the environment expecting them to, you know, to make you feel comfortable. Why would they do that? So you need to kind of assimilate in whatever way that you can just to get through the experience. It's a lot of being quiet. It's a lot of silencing. It's a lot of like just feeling anxious and not even really knowing how to direct the barber. So you kind of just tell the barber like some basic, oh, fade this, taper that, whatever. It definitely took me some time to get the confidence to be able to tell a barber like, no, I don't want this. I know that every man that has come in here has wanted this. I don't want this. Don't line up the front. Don't give me this little shit right here. You know, like I had to learn when it comes to my specific hair and my haircut, like what I was comfortable with. And what I was comfortable with was not the way traditionally that a lot of guys get their hair cut. For some reason, going natural or having natural hair, whether it's long or short, whether you have it, you know, cut or not, it feels like that is what the ideal is for a masculine Black lesbian or person. It feels like that is what is appropriate for you. And permed hair or like a silk press is not appropriate. It's too feminine. If you got that, you don't qualify. You ain't got the codes to be a stud. You are no longer in the running to be America's next top stud if you have just a silkier moment happening on your head. Being in this community for X amount of years, I've also noticed that rule doesn't really apply if you're mixed race or light skinned. If you're mixed race or if you're light skinned and you have a long moment happening, a long silky moment happening, that is preferred. However, if you are dark skinned and you have that, it's too feminine. Colorism alert. There's so many rules around Black womanhood and femininity. The part about it that makes it uncomfortable, because even when you are stepping into who you feel you are and in the work that you're doing to try to become more comfortable and be the person that you want to be and be seen as a person that you want to be seen as, you're fighting against the safe haven of what acceptable Black womanhood is. And that's the thing that was scary about it, was because I knew when I cut my hair, I knew when I went natural, I knew that when I just presented more masculine as a Black woman, I would piss off other Black women for some reason, just simply because I feel like there's just this pressure to, especially as a dark-skinned Black woman, to have your hair a certain way because that is what is acceptable in the world that we live in, especially when we're already trying to emancipate ourselves from like these notions that we're masculine or that we look masculine or that there's like an added layer of aggression just because we're dark skinned. The whole process was a little embarrassing just because you're not really sure what is right and what is wrong, especially with what you're doing with your hair, because with Black hair obviously comes with a specific set of practices, whether they be passed down or that are trending right now, you know, that comes to just Black hair care that I didn't really know about because I hated my hair for a long time. I got perms all the goddamn time and I just wore my hair straight all of the time. I didn't care to learn more about what it meant to take care of my hair because I didn't like my hair. I didn't have pride in my hair. My hair was not actually a representation of me at all. And so it felt separate of me for a long time. And it wasn't until I cut my hair and I went natural when I felt like my hair was me, and now I do take care of it in ways that I just didn't before because I didn't give a fuck about it then and I give a fuck about it now. The way that I timed my hair transition was I did it when I moved from Virginia to LA because I didn't want to have a job during this time because I didn't want to deal with any of the microaggressions that came with it. And also for some reason it felt unprofessional to me to be fully masculine in a job. I don't feel that way now, but like when I'm going up and showing up to a job with my hair cut, where I'm dressed casually, felt like something I wasn't supposed to do. Like I had to learn what it meant to be in the workplace fully masculine, from the hair all the way down to my outfit. Because when I had my permed hair, I was stealth. Not everybody guessed that I was gay right off the bat. And so there was like almost like a shield or like this cloak of safety that I felt when my hair was permed, that I knew was not going to be there when I finally went through the full transition of my hair. That's another like weird psychological component. It's just like knowing how you are going to be perceived is going to change. And depending on how much you transition, depending on how much your style changes along with your hair, because that's another part of this, is that like at the end of the day, you are just inching closer and closer to who you want to be seen as. If you're going through a little transition right now with your hair, with your expression, self-expression, I'm with you. I'm sending you some positivity and some peace, because I know it can feel very uncomfortable sometimes, and you can kind of feel stupid, like you don't really know what the fuck you're doing, but you know you just don't want to look how you look, and so you just want to do something even though you don't fully know all of the steps that go into it. Like, I'm with you, I feel you, I've been there. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be weird, but there are people that ask me what I get when I get my hair cut. I get a bald fade, I don't line up the front, and then I don't get the little, I don't know what the name for it is, but like when they take the clippers and they like kind of edge it up right here, I don't get that because I feel like it just makes me look too nigga-ish. And I don't like it, I don't prefer it. Same thing in the back. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. If you have a haircut, let the people know what kind of haircut you have, because I didn't know shit about what to get. So let's help some people out. Put your haircuts down in the description. I don't know why that feels helpful. I'm just thinking about when I had twists and like I didn't know what I was going to do with my hair, and so I'm pretty sure when I cut it or when I got it cut, she just kind of twisted it all up, and I think she just kind of evened it out so that it would just kind of grow fro-ish, and then I could make my decision from there. And at some point I decided to do something with the sides, and hopefully I'm grateful that it ended up working out, because I do very much enjoy my hair and I love how I look, and I hope that you also love how you look, and if you don't, that's okay, you can get there. And if you are on the way to loving how you look, I'm sending you much positivity on your road. And yeah, so that's today's video, man. A whole lot of stuff shit. I hope that y'all liked it. More conversations coming to the channel. Hope y'all have an amazing day. Hope that your mental is straight. I'll see y'all in another video very soon. Bye.